they have everything figured out. They're on social media. No! I don't know what I want with my life. Everybody has problems that come up. Little bumps in the road, right? At least
I've got some big bumps.
Why? Number 1, believe in myself.
Oh, wow.
Did you put that?
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't. So shut up. That out there. We're not... Your turn, I guess.
I was going to say you also want some more advice. Oh, sorry.
My turn for 2 more seconds. And some people follow for me, but nobody said they follow for you.
Oh, yeah. That's facts. No. That's okay. I get it. I would follow her, too. I'd follow her home, actually.
Oh, man, it feels good to be back, you guys. This week, we are going to give an overview of how 2024 went for us and what we learned along the way. We're also going to share all of our resolutions, delusional or not, for the podcast, for ourselves individually, and for us together as a couple. Lastly, we're going to be talking about the amazing year that we are all going to have in 2025. Let's get into this Half Past crew.
Welcome to
Half Past Job.
Guys, welcome back to another episode of Half Past Job. We're your hosts. My name is Suketu.
My name is Hallie.
If you can't already tell, I am Indian.
And I'm so very white.
Very much so. And that's what we talk about. We talk about being an interracial couple. We talk about relationships. And we talk about questions that you guys send over from www.halfpastshot.com. That's where you submit your own questions and stories. We release new podcast episodes every Monday at 7 a.m. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, like this video. And if you're on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, give us 5 stars and follow the pod because you want that notification on Mondays, okay? All right. I can't believe that was the first time I said that in 2025.
Well, I can because you already messed up.
What?
You got to say cozy.
Ah, shoot. I messed up. Get cozy, settle in, and grab your job.
Or is it settle in, get cozy, and grab your job? Say that.
Settle in, get cozy, and grab your job.
Can you please leave that in?
Yeah, I gotta leave it. Guys, it's
Happy
a mess.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, Half Past crew. I just can't believe we made it this far.
I can't either, and I miss this. I miss this so much. We were just talking before we started, because there were times, you guys, I'm not going to sugarcoat the fact that we'd be so mad at each other, like before we did this, and I don't think that ever came across, because we still have so much fun, genuinely, when we get to do this together, but like, we'd be in a little bit of an argument, and it would be annoying, or like certain things, your mouth noises would just make me even more mad that day. But like today, I've missed it so much. Like we took a little bit of a break, which was really nice. I think everybody needs a break. You know, the holidays are chaotic enough, and just so many things are happening. Visiting people, spending time with everybody and anybody in the world, and it's been a lot. So I think it was really necessary that we took a little bit of a break, because I feel rejuvenated right now.
We needed this, okay? I remember 3 or 4 episodes last year where we started the episode and then we had to stop and take a break from each other. We went upstairs and started all over the next day, okay? Sometimes as couples, you need a break from each other. First resolution of the year, guys. Sometimes you need a break from each other.
That's the worst. How is that a resolution?
It's not a resolution. It's something you need to work towards. Like sometimes we need to
be independent from each other. That's a better way to put it.
There you go. And we had those times. And taking this break, not uploading last week was weird.
It was so weird. I didn't like it.
I did
not like it, and necessary. I felt so bad. Yeah. It was odd because every single Monday this past year has been podcast day, right? And so like we've uploaded the shorts, we've done, like like if it's a late night upload, then we'll like go to our nearest library and sit in the parking lot in the car until we can connect to the Wi-Fi, because it's closed when we're doing it, because we do things late at night. And so it's like, this was the first time that we didn't do that. And it did feel really weird. I feel like my whole schedule has just been kind of off the last few weeks.
Yeah. But we have to address something in the room. Why is the Christmas tree still up?
Because
it's not Christmas.
See, do you get what I mean? I said I've been off the last few weeks. I've been too lazy to even take that down. First off, it's pretty. Sylvie likes it, which means I like it. So I've not wanted to do it because of that. But we're going to do it tomorrow. That'll be okay. Right. Like, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
But we did have to address it because I know that when you're watching this, it's well after Christmas. But
so
just had to address it.
Now that it's 2025, we want to look back at 2024. Hallie, 2024 was a tough year. It started off in probably the worst way possible. We were going into 2024 like super excited. It was fantastic. Like
As one does.
We had a great celebration with some great friends on New Year. So we were like, oh, this is going to be the best year of our lives. And we got hit with something pretty heavy financially.
Yeah.
Few things. It was the biggest financial hit of our entire lives, I think.
All of our marriage together.
Yes.
Let's be not incredibly dramatic here.
It was a lot. And so we had to work through that. And I think that also like really tested our relationship a lot.
Mm-hmm. It did. And it's kind of crazy to think that was a whole year ago because that was a year ago. That was crazy. And I just want to say all of 2024 was a lot. Okay. Bear with me. It was a great year. And I'm sure you can relate to this, you listening. You know, years can be really good, but years can be really hard. Years can be really challenging. And it definitely, I would say, was more of a challenging year for me personally and us together, really. But I would say it's the year that I have learned the most.
It was the year that Hallie had a lot of realizations about what
crisis.
she wanted in life. I think she did have like a quarter life crisis in a way.
I don't know, like full on did.
Yeah, and so
it's been like 2 years in the making, but yes.
There was a lot of learnings throughout the year, and I think everybody kind of went through that, especially with the things going on. You know, there's a lot that happened last year. But it was tough, but we made it through it. And I think this year will be that one year where we actually get to breathe a little bit and take some steps towards the right direction. Am I right?
Well, I think this year we're both really in it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, of course last year we were, but we both have really sat down and talked about what we want to get out of this next year, out of the next 5 years, out of the next 10 years, whatever. And I think that we're on the same page and that we've, written them down and talked about them and really understood together how we can achieve this as a couple. That's what's going to make these goals happen. Be as delusional as possible, okay? And it will work out. Just saying.
So why should you all stick around and subscribe? Like, why would you do that? We have some half-past show resolutions that are going to force you to subscribe, all right? We're going to have more guests this year. These are some resolutions that we have.
We are going
to do some more meet and greets, actually meet the people who watch us. We want to do that in the bigger cities. And if we ever go to those bigger cities, we'll let everybody know.
We have not done a meet and greet, but we want to do that so bad because we've met quite a few people that really like our stuff, which is so cool. But I want to actually, have these frequently. Like, I know last year we said, oh, we want to do this, we want to do that. But this year, I mean, I want to meet you guys. I want to have more guests on. I want to do all these other resolutions because that's very important to me. And 2025 is the year of making things happen.
We were consistent last year, but this year is going to be a different kind of consistency, okay? We are going to be on it. We're going to be ahead of schedule, right, Hallie?
Yeah, you're scaring me, though.
We're going to be giving you all the content in the world, so you got to follow us on everything.
That's true. You're going to get tired of us.
I hope that you do. That's a good thing. If you get tired of us, that means that we're doing it right. We want to be positive, realistic, and share all the good and the bad, because there is a lot. There's a lot that we have that I think it's so hard to share some of the bad things, and we want to do that. And it's so easy to share some of the good things, and we want to do that as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think I don't want to say this, but some people might call us influencers, okay? As influencers or whatever we do, as content creators, let's say that doesn't irk me as much. As content creators, I think it's our duty to not just highlight the positive highlight reel in our life, okay? Because people care about that, but if that's all you see over and over and over again, I mean, you guys need to know that there's so much more to us than that, which I think you already do, obviously, because you're here, because you're awesome. But that's one of the biggest things, and we can get into this later, but so many people have said that we're very brutally honest, that we do talk about the hard things, which I think is great. I think that's how we get through things, is by talking about them. We don't just ignore them. I think it's important to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, all those things, and make sure that, people know that they're not alone in any kind of situation.
I made a video about a week ago called 27 Lessons That I Learned in 27 Years. And one of the lessons was comparison is a thief of joy. And I think social media does a lot of comparison. Like you because you look at things on social media, people are only highlighting the good in their lives, we're going to be highlighting a lot more of the good and the bad to show that it's okay to have those things highlighted, okay? Everybody has bad moments. Everybody has issues. And I think those things need to be talked about. So that's what we're going to do more of this year.
We cry all the time. We might not. I mean, we've cried on this podcast.
Good and bad crying.
Yeah, good and bad. And just tired and stress. And it happens to everybody. And you know what? I think to make light of our situation, every time we cry, let's take a video of it. And we're going to put it. It's going to be our 2025 recap of all our 2025 tears.
I don't know if I can do that because when I cry, I get really emotional.
I'm an ugly crier.
It isn't pretty, but
we ugly cry together. It's okay.
We'll try.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We did a poll on Instagram. Polls us questionnaire on Instagram
Lots
with
of
a bunch of stuff, and you guys said some crazy things, which helped us understand you. All right. What made you hit that follow button? Why did people follow us?
A lot of reasons. And I went through all of them. And thank you to everyone who, I mean, we got I don't even know how many responses. For us, I mean, I think 70 something, which I was like, dang, that's pretty good. 70, 100 something. I don't know. Something like that. It was pretty good. I was very impressed. But one of the biggest reasons that people hit the follow button this is specifically on Instagram that I asked, is because they are also in a multicultural relationship, which I thought was really neat because I think that's a lot of our audience, whatever cultures it involves, right? So many different people are going through, certain situations that we did or their own, but somehow we relate. And I think that's really special that we've been able to reach and connect with so many different people.
The thing I found interesting was it was always there were so many couples where it was one or the other. And it's my boyfriend's Gujarati, so I watch you. Or I have a white girlfriend, so that's why I watch you. And I think that's so funny how that works. And I wonder how many of you out there watch together or watch separately and then talk about it together. I think that's something we used to do. I remember we used to watch because we drove to school separately and we'd both listen to the same episode or podcast episode. Back then it was Call Her Daddy. I think we listened to a few episodes and we would call each other and be like, hey, this is the episode we're listening to, and then we come together and we talk about it. Mm-hmm. I wonder if anybody else out there does that.
Yeah, so that was the biggest reason that people said they hit the follow button. The next was relatability, just in general, relating to our personalities and our little quirks, because we're so quirky.
Okay.
And we're so okay. Not that I'm getting a big ego, but I do want to address this. People said we're really funny.
I think we try and be funny. Sometimes not try and be funny. We want to be funny.
You're ruining it. I just wanted to say that people think we're funny.
What I'm trying to say is sometimes we're not trying to be funny, and then it ends up being funny.
That's true.
That's what we want to do.
Well, I think, again, that's just with our sweet, cute little personalities, our quirkiness.
Which is another one, our personalities. Right?
And I will say, some people said they follow, I don't know, and I don't know what this means. Some people follow for me, but nobody said they follow for you.
Oh, yeah. That's facts. No. That's okay. I get it. I would follow her too. I'd follow her home, actually.
It's our home, baby.
The other thing that you guys really liked was we asked you what was your favorite thing about Half Past Shot, and the thing you said was transparency, vulnerability, and brutal honesty. Okay, so I think this is something I want to do more of.
Be brutally honest.
There's so many people who said they want more honesty in terms of finances.
Okay.
And I can't wait to start doing more of that. We're going to have more finance episodes and stuff like that. And I, on my personal Instagram at K2V Patel, are going to be doing a lot more finance things this year. I'm excited for it. I'm not going to quit like I did last year. I did. You
did. You kind of gave up.
I did February, March, April, and then I think I didn't get any views, and I was like, might as well stop.
Oh, that's
stupid.
That's your problem.
I don't care. I don't care about the views. I'm going to do it.
In 2025, we're trying not to care about the views. I really don't. Sometimes if I put so much love and effort into something and it doesn't do half as well as I thought it would, then I'm kind of upset. But literally you're constantly checking YouTube Studio. You're like, oh, well, this didn't do well. I'm not going to do the whole financing, like you just said.
Because I put too much effort into it.
So
I'm not going to put as much effort into it. In
quality
terms of
over quantity. In terms of people who are watching, you get such good engagement when you do stuff like that. He's definitely someone, literally we sat down and watched this 27 lessons in 27 years video, and it said comparisons to Thief of Joy or whatever it was about views.
Myself.
Yeah, okay. And you're like, I'm not going to make any more YouTube videos, blah, 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 blah. But anyways, just want to put that out there. We're not, your turn, I guess.
I was going to say you also want some more advice. Oh, sorry.
My turn for 2 more seconds. All I was going to say is, shit, I forgot.
My turn. So you also wanted to have more advice from us, and I think you're tired of us, so we're going to try and get more guests to give you all some different advice. I think that'll be nice.
I get that. I would get tired of us too. Yeah. And not like, it's okay if you don't want to admit you get tired of us. I would like a little bit of, variety sometimes on the show. That's okay.
We also asked you all 3 words to describe our brand, all right? And this is what you guys said. Comedy, honest, entertaining, relatable, brilliant, diverse, vibe?
It's vibey.
Oh, vibey.
We're vibey.
Lighthearted?
We're a vibe.
We try and be lighthearted.
Yeah.
So those are great. I like that.
Yeah, so thank you again to everyone who put something or responded, because that really helped us. I mean, and I didn't include all of them, but there were so many that I really like reading through all of them. We both do. We just kind of sat yesterday in bed as we were getting sleepy, and we were like, oh, we should look at all of these. These are really good. And then we obviously talked more about them today, and yeah, they were really helpful. So I think that's really going to guide us going into 2025. Next, we're moving on to individual resolutions, and I see here I have way more than you do. So like, I wonder if are those all you have? You have like 4. I have like 10.
I'm reading your resolutions now, and yours are fantastic.
Well, thank you.
I don't have as many because I think I focused on our together resolutions a little bit more. So I contributed a lot more to that. So that's where I made up for not the lack of my own resolutions.
Okay, let me go to mine. Number 1, very simple, believe in myself.
Oh, wow. Did
you put that?
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't. So shut up.
Next.
Can yours be to listen more?
Okay. Oh, shoot. I'm going to write that down.
The way he laughed and like got irritated and then was like, actually, oh, shoot, I should put that down. Listen more with a period. All right. I have a really hard time believing in myself. This is the year that I'm really going to, and last year, I dabbled in believing in myself, but this year is really the year that I feel like it is my year. 2025 is my year, baby, and I'm very excited. Next, be more honest and deliver hard truths. This actually came after us watching a show together called Shrinking. If you have not watched it, I highly recommend. It's an amazing show. Basically, the whole concept of the show is the main guy is a therapist. 2 of his friends are therapists, and then they have like a really close-knit friend group. And throughout the show, the theme is constantly delivering hard truths that people don't want to hear, but they need to hear, but also delivering them in a way that is beneficial and not just being like, oh, well, that's wrong that you said that. You can be like, oh, well, you actually, maybe this is, like a better way to say that, or this, like giving helpful information. And also surrounding yourself with people who are receptive to hard truths as opposed to taking that as an offense. So that was something that I learned after watching this show. That was a big lesson after we binged all 2 seasons in like a week.
It was great. I love that show. It was probably like almost higher than Ted Lasso.
Well, they're the same producers as Ted Lasso.
It's so good.
So if you like Ted Lasso, you should definitely go give Shrinking a chance. So that was number 2 for me. Number 3, accept my and our failures and understand the opportunity instead of the problem. Think about that one for a second. Yeah, so that's a big one for me because sometimes it's really easy to see the problem instead of really thinking, okay, well, what can I learn from this? And that's something that I've started to do probably in like the second half of 2024 because nothing was going my way and I was really struggling and I was, like really talking to my friends and my family and like needing help in a lot of ways. And okay, well, this is the problem. What am I actually learning from this? How can I use this to grow and actually get out of this situation? Next, not focus so much on numbers, which is kind of why this is kind of like a together goal, but like we just love creating. We want to keep posting. We want to keep doing our thing. And you know what? The right people will come. Again, it's to me not about the numbers, but sometimes it is a little defeating to look when you put all your effort into something and it doesn't do how you thought it would.
Well, I think when we see numbers declining, it's more so how do we align with what people want to see so then we can kind of grow like exponentially or just start to grow steadily. So like that's why we focus on numbers sometimes, but I don't want that to be the primary reason that we do these things. So that's kind of what this is.
Yeah, and that goes back to my last one of understanding what, like what are we actually learning from this? Like maybe why aren't these resonating so well with people instead of, oh, well, the right people aren't coming. That's not it. No, we don't want to think that way. And we've never thought that way, but we don't want to put it on, oh, people aren't watching our stuff because whatever. No, it's like there's a reason. We need to figure out why we need to fix that. Next, stick to my routines that allow me to be the best version of myself. I would say in the last maybe year, I guess, I've really found the best version of myself. And yes, although I do have the occasional breakdown, the occasional problems, everybody has problems that come up, little bumps in the road, right? Nothing that you can't get over most of the time, at least for me.
I've got some big bumps.
Why?
Anyways, continue.
I would say I've really found my stride, okay? That has allowed me to navigate those problems a lot easier than if I didn't have myself in a routine, if I didn't have my habits that make me feel good and feel like the best version of myself. So I want to continue to do that with sleeping, with eating, exercising, taking my multivitamin, my supplements, getting out of the house, socializing, consistently seeing friends or family. I've found out a really good way that I can optimize that for my own life. And I encourage you to do that too, to really find what works for your own life and what makes you feel like the best version of you so you can carry that energy into 2025. Because I guarantee you, when I've been at my best, it's a lot easier to navigate problems as opposed to when I'm at my worst. Next, work on my relationships. And this is any relationship, whether it's my marriage with my husband, my relationship with my friends, my relationship with my family. All relationships take work, and it's really hard to maintain. It takes effort on both sides. It can be really challenging sometimes because, everybody goes through different periods of life, and it's okay if there are times in life where you go, like a few days without talking to somebody, because if they're a real friend or a real loved one in your life, you can go a few days and it'll feel like no time has passed. So I want to continue to work on my relationships because I want to put effort into them, effort into the people that I love and care about because they deserve it. Next, do the thing anyways, because no one really knows what they're doing. Fact. That is a fact. Do you agree with that?
I like it.
I wanted to hear your opinion on this.
If someone gives you something like an illegal substance, just do it anyway.
Well, that's literally not what I was talking about.
Oh, well, don't do that then.
No, do it anyways. Just do whatever you're scared of because everybody's faking it till they make it. Literally, I thought as I was getting older, as I was becoming an adult, that every older person than me had it figured out. Nobody has it figured out.
It's kind of crazy how nobody's got it figured out.
You could think, you could look at us and think we have it figured out. Oh, they're married. They got married at a young age. Oh, they have a cat. Oh, they have a house. Oh, they live in the suburbs. They have everything figured out. They're on social media. No, I don't know what I want with my life. All right. But because I have the solid relationships and the solid foundations in my habits and my routines, I'm able to combat that a lot better than I was a few years ago because I don't know what I want.
When you say do it anyways, I think what you're trying to say is stop psyching yourself out of doing what you actually want to do.
Yes, absolutely. Stop giving yourself every single reason there is not to do something because I cannot tell you how many times I've found myself guilty. If you want to start a book club, start the book club. If you want to start going to a hot yoga class or a Pilates class, go to the Pilates class. If you want to start a business that you think you can really, make money off of, something that you're really good at, something that the world needs right now, do it. Take the steps at least to start doing it because you don't want to die or come close to death in your later years of life with regrets. That is my biggest thing. I don't want to have any regrets when I get older. I want to do everything I've ever wanted to do in my life. That's aggressive, but that's how I feel. Next, stop comparing and start creating more. This goes back to a lot of our points, but we need to stop comparing ourselves. Okay?
Let's
Can we fist bump on it? Okay. Last but not least, do not care. Don't give an F. I don't want him to like have to bleep this out, about anything that is irrelevant to you. Okay? Think about your life right now. You can basically separate it into two categories of what's relevant and what is irrelevant. What matters in your day-to-day and what does not matter in your day-to-day. Things that you can control, things that you can't control. Everything that's in that can't control, things that don't matter, blah, blah, blah. Don't care about those things. People's opinions of you, you can't control that. Don't care about those.
Time for my resolutions, everybody. Those were great, Hallie. Thank you for sharing.
I hope they inspire you guys. Love you. Mwah.
My number one is be healthy, eat right, exercise every day, and do things that make me happy. And then I just added to then make sure I sleep 8 hours a day.
Huh?
The reason that I'm saying this is because at the end of 2024, I struggled a little bit there. I got pneumonia in like November. And it lasted a month, so it lasted into December. And the pneumonia spread to different areas, like my feet.
Like your wiener.
I don't know how that happened, but it did. And so I think I need to do more of the eating right, exercising every day, and doing things that make me happy and sleeping right. Now, I don't think pneumonia is I don't think I got pneumonia because I wasn't doing these things. I think You were doing those things. I was doing all of these things. I think it's just I need to do those things more consistently. And I think that'll just make me happier. Number 2, make more money. The reason I put this down is because I think we are going to be taking some steps in ways that are actually going to make us less money. But that just means that we are going to have to find new ways to make more money, right? So I think that is something I'm going to be very focused on in 2025. It'll all make more sense in a few months. Listen more. All right, number 3, listen more.
This is newly added, everybody.
I just put this one in. Obvious reasons. Number 4.
Number 5.
No, sorry. Whatever. Actually make content every day. Make things that I love to make. The reason that I stopped making so much content was because I felt burnt out. And the reason I felt burnt out is because I don't think I actually put in the time to write. Being a creator, you have to be a writer first. You have to write. You have to come up with new ideas. You have to actually do some work behind the scenes to get anywhere. I don't think you can just like pick up a camera or pick up your phone and just create anything you want and then boom, you're successful. I don't think that's not possible for everyone. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes there's that one lucky person that it can happen to, but I think I need to take more time to actually write and create things that don't always have to do with the video side of things. So I create every day. When I say actually make content every day, it doesn't mean I'm posting every single day. It just means I'm making something, I'm doing something that I actually love every day.
Yep.
Be in the zone at work so I can actually shut off work when I'm not at work. One thing, the reason I have this in my resolutions is because I got really distracted this last year on, I don't know why I got so distracted, but I just don't think I put in 110% at work. And that caused me to bring it back home and like do more things at home, be more distracted at home, and not be able to like fully be free, if that makes sense. So I'm going to try and actually put in good amount of effort at work to be able to actually turn it off. I don't know if that makes sense, but what I'm trying to say is during the work day, I want to actually work as hard as I can so then I don't have to worry about that stuff later. Mm-hmm. So those are some of the resolutions that I have. A lot of the ones that I put in are in the together resolutions, which is what we're going to move into next, Hallie.
Oh, together resolutions.
Number 1, health and wellness. I want me and Hallie to actually work out together more this year.
Because it was a lot of solo working out.
We did work out a lot this year or last year, but I don't think we were on the same level because Hallie's much faster than me. I want to get to a point where we can actually work out together and like challenge each other. That would be really nice.
It really strengthens your relationship when you do that together because we can both hold each other accountable and push each other and also have fun and like just, we can both get tired together. Then we can have a nice meal
Yeah.
We can, I don't know.
Which brings up a better diet.
So silly.
We got to eat better this year. I think last year we did a great job of making sure that we got some good groceries.
I did.
And
I'm not going to take
make
credit
some
for it,
good
but I am.
food.
Yeah.
And yeah, but at the later half of last year, because I just did finance day, later half of last year, we did spend a lot more money on eating out, which this year we are going to cut out a lot of it.
Can I just point out the fact that I buy groceries so that we can eat at home, and then you will be like, oh, this sounds good. This sounds so good. No, I don't want you to have to cook. It's okay. And then when you do that, I'm like, okay.
Okay, we're driving down the street and Hallie's like, Chick-fil-A looks good. And then I don't turn into Chick-fil-A and she gets sad. So then I'm like,
that happens like 1 out of 10 times. And then the other 9 are him being like, let's go get Chick-fil-A, blah, 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 blah.
All right.
Can we get a pizza?
All right. How about we don't call each other out? That's good.
No, we're being brutally honest. Isn't this what the year? Yeah. Okay. Get it together.
Next is quality time. We're going to have date nights. And this is something that we've been doing, but I added a thing.
We messed up.
That says you cannot have a date night where one person plans 2 weeks in a row. So no matter what.
I planned like everyone. Yeah.
I know.
Oh, okay.
No matter what, we have to plan the date nights. You and then me. And then you, and then me.
I'd love that.
We're going to rotate, and we'll keep you all updated, okay?
Because here's the thing with date nights is they sound great. And, you know, like we did them pretty consistently. I would say like it's always the first 6 months of the year. We're like good. And then it's like, I don't know what happened. We just are like, oh, well, we can't anymore. Like we need to just shift it to another night or like try and figure something else out because we got really bad at being consistent with date nights. And here's the thing too, is that one of us is always so distracted with like this brand or like our own brand or whatever, so that we're like constantly posting because it's really exhausting trying to keep up, you know, your brand, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So like, we need to be less focused on that and actually spend that quality time together because I need that. I need that so bad.
We're going to have some more game nights. That's something I wrote down here.
I love when we play the Switch together.
Super fun. I think it's just great time. Even if we include like a bunch of friends and stuff, which we did recently, is fantastic.
So
I think
fun.
It just helps you clear your brain a little bit more, makes you think about other things than like what's in your life all the time.
More friend get-togethers because I think which not even I think, this is 1000% accurate. Too often we fall victim to, oh, well, we're going to work on this. We're going to hustle more and more and more. We can schedule time for that. Work is always going to be there, right? But friends are not always there. And that's really what I started to realize over this break because we saw so many of our good friends and hung out with family. And it was great. We need that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we're isolated. Like we just are together all the time. We're working on our own stuff all the time that we forget how important it is to see the people we love.
We're going to be traveling a lot this year. We're going to India very soon, so we're excited for that. We're going to be going to New York City a bunch, hopefully, right?
A bunch?
A bunch.
I mean, yeah, I'm there. Sold.
We're going to be going to the West Coast at some point. That's going to be fun.
We are? Oh, yes, we are. Oh, my God.
So we got a lot of things coming. All right?
Yes!
So those are our quality time goals. Our creative goals. This podcast, we're going to improve this podcast. This is going to be an evolving thing. We are going to listen to you all. We're going to make good changes that is going to just make everything better. Okay?
Promise.
I'm so excited. We're going to have more YouTube collaborations. We're going to try and find other creators and collaborate with them and figure out ways that maybe that you guys might watch or we even watch to get them either on the podcast or collaborate with them somehow, make a skit, do something. And that is also going to be podcast improvement.
Mm-hmm.
Relationship to strengthening, Hallie. How are we going to do that? We're going to be communicating more.
We're going to be practicing, working. So there was, okay, I want to talk about this. There's a reel I saw today. And I think the definition or like what we should be saying is communicate better, not just communicating. We need to actually work on communicating everything, like what we're really feeling instead of just small talk, right?
Like actually telling you what's going to happen
right.
the day of or the day before.
Guys, okay, today, oh my God, we woke up And I was like getting ready or whatever. And Suketu was just laying on the bed. He's like, we're going to do this and this and this and this and this. And I was like, hold on, let's just sit down and talk for a second. Because you clearly made these plans without me, which he did. Did not inform me of anything. Did not put anything in our calendar.
I thought.
So I'm the one. Then I'm like, okay, well, I have to be the one to organize what's happening, put it in our calendar, because we cannot keep everything straight with everything that we had going on today. Especially like, I needed you to tell me everything and you did not. You did not.
I'm so sorry.
But then that's a kind of a prime example of what I mean by communicate better. Share everything with me.
This is a great time to tell you all that this sweatshirt is on halfpastshot.com. If
random.
You want it, get it while they last, because end of January, we're not selling these anymore.
Really?
Yeah, this is things I haven't told Hallie yet because I'm terrible at communicating. We're gonna be coming out with a whole nother thing later on this year.
Well, I knew that.
We're gonna be deleting these at the end of this month. So if you want them, get them while they last. All right. So that's my step to communicating.
Thank you.
More better. You're welcome.
Yeah. Thanks, sweetheart.
Annual bucket list. This is something that I want us to write together, and we don't have it written yet. Okay. So we're gonna do this, and the next episode we'll share it with you. We're going to create a bucket list of the year, and we have to accomplish everything on that list, okay?
I like that.
For that year.
Okay.
And so we'll share with you when it comes to that. Finances, we're going to be budgeting together. I just finished the last finance day of the year, which is for December of 2024. This was a very crazy year.
You should make that a video. Make that a video and post it.
I'll make a video, okay? It was a crazy year. Make more money with the business. That's something else that we have planned to do this year. Declutter and redesign. We're going to be doing a lot of that.
We are
decluttering and redesigning in terms of like not just the Half Past Shop brand, but Hallie's going to be working. No. Hallie's going to be working a lot on some website stuff in the future, and you guys are going to see updates to not just Half Past Shop, but some of our business stuff that's going to be going on. And we are very excited to declutter some of the things that we thought were good and put in some good stuff called the redesign.
We're learning all the time. That's the beautiful thing about life. We're learning all the time. And so, yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of cool stuff.
The last thing, live minimally. I think we do a really good job at this already.
We do. But you never think it's good enough.
I think that we can do better.
Yeah,
so,
see, like,
we're going to figure out ways to live minimally so then we aren't spending money in places that don't matter. I want to spend more money on the business. I want to spend more money on all these things. And I think if we minimize some of the other spending.
But some of those other things make us happy.
That's true.
Yeah, so.
That's true. But there's a lot of things that make us happy. So you got to minimize some of that.
Does Chick-fil-A not make you happy? Taco Bell?
Yeah. All right, let's not talk about food.
Don't say that word. Sylvie's going to be summoned. Gosh. Oh, wait. Okay. Since those were all of our points, I want to show you guys my favorite gift because my birthday was a few weeks ago. And since I spoke Sylvie's name into existence, I want to show you guys my favorite gift that my parents got me. They got me a canvas print of our daughter. Can you see that? Oh my God. I brought it home the night that I got it, and I held it on the ground, and Sylvia was looking at it, and she was so scared.
I like it.
I felt so bad.
Now, guess what, everybody? The moment you've all been waiting for.
No.
Question of the week.
There it is. We've been waiting to do that for weeks.
Wahoo! I've been missing that, guys. Thank you for going to www.halfpastshop.com to submit your own questions and stories. This question comes from somebody in Canada. They've been living there for 13 years.
All
okay,
right.
He's a Pakistani guy, and he is often attracted to Canadian girls. Hey, that's okay. That's okay. That's what we're here to do. Why do we move to America or Canada or Australia or United Kingdom or all these places? Why would we move there? Because of the women.
Well, that's not like really all why. That's not why at all, probably. Probably for much bigger reasons.
He's like, I don't care if they're white, Hispanic, or others. Just like, Canadian girls. He likes them. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, I face a lot of hatred and stereotypes because of my ethnicity. I am sorry.
I'm sorry.
I have seen that personally. I think it sucks. Okay. It feels like if one Pakistani or Indian guy does something wrong, we all get labeled as creeps. K2, how did you handle being a brown guy in the dating world, especially when attracted to white girls? Hallie, how can I stop letting the hatred and insults affect my self-esteem? All right. This is a great question. Thank you for asking it. The way that I handled the dating world in America, I think is I tried to surround myself with people who didn't really judge that side of me, because there were people who did judge that side of me.
And forget them. They should nobody. That really frustrates me. Nobody should ever be judgmental about the way somebody else looks.
They can change, yes. And if you, for example, if they like you and there's no problem, that's a different story. But like if you like them and they don't like you because of these things, you don't want to be with them anyways, okay?
No, forget about them.
Just forget about them. It
Losers.
sucks that happens in this world, but there's nothing we can do. It's always going to happen. It's always going to exist. I know there's these people like, oh, like we got to peace, world peace. It'll never happen.
World peace.
It's not going to happen, okay? Not everybody's just not going to love each other. It's just going to be a thing.
People just have deal with it.
And so the way to deal with it is find people that actually love you for who you are, and that is the best thing you can do. Hallie, what about you? What's your advice in stopping the hatred and insults get to their self-esteem?
Well, I mean, that's kind of a question for both of us, because I'm white. Obviously, I've not really received any criticism in my life for that. Which I don't know how I would handle that. If
you got criticism, in terms of like
in recent years, but not when I was like a kid growing up or something. But I guess this person also is like older as well. But what were you going to say?
I was going to say, like, how would you handle if someone called you a name that you didn't like, or if somebody, I'm sure that's happened to you as a kid.
I mean, like, yeah, obviously because of my skin color and like the relationship that we are in, I have had people say stuff online, which is sad, but they do it. I don't know. Obviously it's not anything that you can control, right? And that hurts your feelings, because you're like, okay, well, yeah, you think this, but like I can't change it. I can't change who I am. I can't change my background. I can't change what color my skin is. Like, obviously that hurts, because it's not like a hairstyle, which you shouldn't change your hair if somebody doesn't like it anyways. But my point being, that's literally something you cannot change. So the fact that people get mad about that is absurd to me. Second of all, I think it's important, again, like you said, to surround yourself with people that love you and accept you for who you are and embrace that part of you. And don't just brush over the fact, like, for example, you have said many, many times that one thing that you really love about me is that I do embrace Indian culture. I love it. I think it's amazing. And I think the fact that you are Indian is so cool and so different than like my cultural background. And I think that's something to be celebrated. And I think there are some people that would just expect you to conform to what they are, or like, does that make sense what I'm trying to say?
I get it. Yeah. There's some people out there who can't accept the differences in others.
Thank you.
How about that?
Yeah. So I think all in all, like, I don't know, as I've gotten older, I've just started to care less. And I think knowing that I have the people that love me for me, and I don't have to change, I don't have to do anything. They just love everything about me, because they just do. I think it's really just important. That's probably the biggest piece of advice I have, is to just be around your people and be around those that love you and make you feel celebrated and special, and just don't let stupid, like, I think the other big thing too is that realizing you are so much more than what people say to you. You are yourself. You define yourself. You define who you are every single day when you get out of bed. And knowing that you are a successful person, you're working on yourself, you're working hard in life, you're going after the things you want, that's, for me, that's enough. So I don't care what people say, because I have so much more stability in my life that I don't base my life on what people say to me.
Thank you so much for asking the question. It's a hard question to ask, so thank you. If you have your own, go to www.halfpastshot.com and submit your own question there.
Guys, we hope you got so much from this episode as we talked about our resolutions together, individually, and for this podcast, the future of it as well. So if you relate to them at all, or if you want to share with us what your New Year's resolutions are, please comment them down below, because we would love to hear from you guys so that you all have the best start to your new year. Again, yeah, challenge yourself really to think about your resolutions. If you don't want to comment them, write them down. It's really good. I think there's like a statistic that I saw that said your resolutions are 42% more likely to come true, or they're, going to come true if you visualize them and write them down and really think about them.
That means if you made it this far, we want to hear one of your resolutions. Comment down below on YouTube. Yeah. And if you're on like Spotify or something, I think there's a way to comment. I'm not sure, but
there is.
You can go to YouTube and comment there if you want. Half Past crew, we love you. We thank you for your support. We are so excited to go from season 2 to season 3. And I can't contain myself in terms of how much is going to come out this year. We will see you next Monday at Half Past Job.
That felt so good. Man, I love this podcast. I love this podcast so much that I could die. Oh, your mic wasn't turned on. Yeah, I'd actually I would poop everywhere. I would lose it.